Konnichiwa, street dogs. Watashi wa Eric Kim desu. Right, so the turbo thought. Alright, so this is the basic turbo thought. The turbo thought is, okay, so I got a lot, so I'll just kind of spew them all out at you. So the first one is this. All press is good press. So I think probably one of the things that I do pretty well is marketing, you know, self-branding, and just essentially just having the guts and the chutzpah, right? To do the Yiddish, to actually have the guts to put my opinion out there. Now, I think if you're an internet personality or just a personality in general, unless you're a physicist or a mathematician, or like even a scientist, I suppose, all of your opinions are essentially your personal opinions, and your experiences are empirical. The word empirical actually means experience, and therefore no one could actually refute what you have to say and what you experience, because who's to say, oh no, that wasn't the case, because only you can know your own experiences. And even so, sometimes a lot of the cases, we actually kind of misremember what actually happened to us, and therefore one must also be skeptical towards one's own opinions as well. Now, if if Donald Trump has taught us anything, it is truly that all press is good press. So let's even consider, this is a crazy thing. So like, I actually remember even when the whole, you know, election cycle was happening, I think I was living in Vietnam at the time. I actually had zero idea who the other Republican nominees were. And every time I'd go through an airport, through all of the liberal media, it was all about how Donald Trump was the guy, the worst ever, right? But the problem is, I'm sure they gave them like $1 trillion worth of free advertising for Trump, because, you know, you saw his face everywhere, and even whether you like him or not, everyone knew that he was running. And actually, I guess, you know, and then this is the thing too, is that people don't actually act rationally, people act emotionally. And so for anyone who believes in objectivity, rationality, and stuff like that as being paramount values, I think is actually highly mistaken, because the truth is most humans act irrationally and just kind of from their gut. And so, you know, I forgot who said this, but like even in politics, right? Who are you gonna vote for? You're gonna vote for the guy you want to have a beer with. And that's where likability, or just like how handsome you are or beautiful you are, whatever, actually does play a huge part of the dealio. But anyways, and so just kind of realize, don't be afraid to water down your opinion, because no matter what you say, what you do, whatever, as long as you kind of get pressed for it, and assuming you could survive the press onslaught, is going to help you in the long run. Now, I think it's also really important that we think about things in the long term. So currently when I'm doing this video, I'm 32 years old. I started when I was like 21, 22. So yo, I've been in this game for like almost a decade now, which is pretty crazy, because I was born in 1988 and I'm still pretty young. And I've kind of seen people come and go, and, you know, for me, durability, or how long you've been able to stay in the game and stay relevant, or even stay inspired and motivated, to me is the ultimate sign of success. So even in the field of street photography, I've seen so many people come and go and stuff like that, and I remain. I'm still motivated more than ever. I'm still innovating and learning. And even on YouTube, it's hilarious, because a lot of people, you know, like Epic Meal Time and stuff like that, guys who used to be the king of the YouTubes, have essentially disappeared. Like nobody has any idea who they is now, right? So what I would encourage you is to actually be more outlandish, to be more opinionated, to be less considerate about other people's opinion of you. The more you try to placate to others, your audience, and this is actually the funny thing, there is actually such thing as the curse of fame, the curse of success. The big problem, what happens is that once you become super famous for doing X, Y, and Z, then the problem is you end up just kind of placating to the masses and just becoming almost like a mime of yourself rather than doing something new and original and innovative. And once especially that people get like, you know, hooked on the ad revenue, Google Ads and stuff like that, then essentially they end up becoming boring, repetitive, or, you know, just not that interesting. So that's why I don't monetize my YouTube videos. I think I did it once and I maybe made like $1 or something like that. But I found that, you know, I've met a bunch of YouTubers IRL in real life, right? And almost all of them become frustrated that Google, who owns YouTube, is always changing the algorithm, and now there's all these, you know, tweaks to the notifications and stuff like that. But as long as you're dependent on the platform, you can never really be 100% free. So I encourage you, build your own platform, start your own website, bluehost.com, install wordpress.org. And even with video hosting, find a separate place where you could actually host your videos. Like I use videopress.com, which is through wordpress.com's Jetpack plugin. And I might only pay $10 a month for that. So the general gist is, unless you pay for the service, you don't really own it. And you know, it's not even about ownership. It's actually more about control. Because like, you know, if I could, even when I'm doing my YouTube videos now, I kind of assume that sooner or later my YouTube's probably gonna get deleted, or, you know, something's gonna happen to it. And there's no such thing as ultimate longevity on the internet. Sooner or later, everything fades. There are some things which are a little bit more robust to this stand time. So videopress.com, I'm a big fan of, you know, WordPress, wordpress.org, as well as all the stuff that Matt Mullenberg, Matt W, MA.TT, you know, one of the co-founders of WordPress. I believe in him and his mission and stuff like that. So yeah, in the real world, remember that all press is good press. That essentially you could do no wrong. So have courage, have the guts to just say what's really on your mind, and never self-censor yourself.